The warrior who wins the morning wins the day before it starts. Most people think that waking up early is about getting more done. We believe that successful people wake up early to work more hours. We force ourselves out of bed, drink coffee, and start working right away. We like morning people and want to be like them. We admire people who wake up at 4 a.m., athletes who run before sunrise. Sleeping late, on the other hand, seems like a bad thing. We think lazy people sleep until noon. Staying in bed longer does not seem to help us get anywhere in life. We do not like feeling lazy and try to hide it. We often feel guilty when we sleep past 7 a.m. and try not to show it to others. But sleeping late might be more powerful than we think. Even though most people see sleeping late as being lazy, it simply means listening to your body. This does not always mean you are weak. Sometimes, resting more can actually work better than forcing yourself up early, if you know how to use it the right way. The ancient samurai teacher Yamamoto Tsunetomo wrote that rest is part of training. Being first awake is not always the best answer. Today, we will explore why samurai woke at 5 a.m. through ancient wisdom that has been misunderstood for too long. Once upon a time, in a small village near Mount Fuji, there lived a young samurai student named Takeshi, who thought the earliest bird always got the worm. Takeshi had always believed that waking up earliest meant you would become the strongest. One day, Takeshi faced a big sword test that would decide if he could become a real samurai. He tried waking up at 3 a.m. to practice more, but he was so tired that he kept dropping his sword. Takeshi felt angry at himself and did not know what to do. An old master named Yoshida noticed Takeshi's struggle. Yoshida said gently, "You are waking up for the clock, not for your spirit." Takeshi was confused. "But master, shouldn't I practice more than everyone else?" Yoshida smiled and sat down on a rock. "Come tomorrow when you hear 5 bells from the temple, but leave your sword at home." Over the following month, Yoshida taught Takeshi that samurai woke at 5 a.m. not to work more, but to prepare their mind in the quiet darkness. Takeshi learned that 1 hour of clear thinking was worth more than 5 hours of tired practice. From that day forward, Takeshi understood that 5 a.m. was special because the world was still asleep and the mind was fresh like morning dew. When people asked for a secret to staying calm in fights, Takeshi would say, "I already won the battle this morning in the quiet darkness." This story teaches us about the morning quiet mind. Most people wake early to rush into work, but ancient wisdom shows us that waking early is about finding yourself before the noise begins. Eisa no Shizuka means morning quietness in everyday words. This works because your mind at 5 a.m. is like a clean piece of paper before anyone writes on it. Think about your phone when you first turn it on. When it starts fresh, everything works fast and smooth. But after using it all day with many apps open, it gets slow and stuck. Your brain works the same way. The first part of this practice is sitting still for 10 minutes after waking. When you open your eyes at 5 a.m., instead of jumping out of bed, you stay still and breathe slowly. This feels boring at first, but it keeps your mind clear and calm. The second part is looking at your thoughts without judging them. Just watch them come and go like clouds in the sky. This helps you see what really matters to you before other people tell you what to worry about. Yami no Renshu builds on what we just learned. While the quiet morning mind helps you think clearly, dark training takes it further by teaching you to see without using your eyes. Here is how this works in real life. When you wake at 5 a.m., keep the lights off or very dim for the first 30 minutes. Instead of turning on bright lights, you move slowly and carefully in the darkness. This creates better awareness of everything around you. The key is letting darkness be your teacher. When you cannot see everything clearly, you pay more attention to sounds, feelings, and your inner voice. This might seem strange, but it wakes up parts of your mind that usually sleep. Many people discover that after doing this for 1 week, they can feel when someone is upset before they say anything. Samurai used this training to sense danger before it appeared. The deepest level of 5 a.m. waking involves thinking about death for 5 minutes. This is not about being sad, but about remembering that life is short and precious. When you practice waking at 5 a.m. for 1 month, something interesting happens. You start to value each day more, because you remember it could be your last. This happens because the quiet morning reminds you that you woke up today, but not everyone did. The famous samurai Miyamoto Musashi would sit at 5 a.m. and imagine he had already died. He did not fear death, but made friends with it in the morning darkness. This created his famous fearlessness in battle. The ancient samurai understood that 5 a.m. was the line between sleep's little death and waking up to life. They knew that thinking about this line gave them power over fear. Here is how to start today. Choose one situation where you usually wake up in a rush. This might be work mornings, school days, or days with important meetings. Make your first step incredibly small. Instead of waking at 5 a.m. right away, just wake 20 minutes earlier than normal. This takes only moving your alarm back a little, but starts building the habit. Connect this to something you already do every day. When you wake up, take 5 deep breaths before reaching for your phone. This makes it easy to remember. Track your practice using a simple mark on your calendar. This can be a smiley face for days you woke early or a cross for days you rushed. The important thing is seeing your progress over time. Practice this for 2 weeks without stopping. Do not worry about feeling perfect or being tired. Focus only on noticing how your mind feels different on early days. Some people find this difficult because they love staying up late. If this happens to you, go to bed 15 minutes earlier each night until you feel sleepy earlier. Remember that morning practice is completely silent. You can do everything without making any noise. The most important thing is doing it every day, even if just a little bit. Even if you only wake 10 minutes earlier, you can still practice being quiet and still. This is normal and part of learning what works for you. Remember that waking at 5 a.m. works because it gives you peace before problems. The quiet morning mind helps you find yourself through darkness and silence. The ancient samurai knew that winning happened before fighting. They practiced this for hundreds of years and discovered that real strength came from stillness, not action. Your mornings can become your secret power when you protect them from noise and rushing. Start with waking just 20 minutes earlier tomorrow and trust that small steps lead to big changes. Try this for 2 weeks and let me know in the comments how it changes your day. What time will you set your alarm for tomorrow? As the wise samurai masters understood, the person who owns the morning owns their life, because each sunrise is a chance to start fresh. Thank you for watching.